All right, now, the Doak Walker Award list, the watch list, we had that stretch of a lot of them. There's an image. UT has 2 players. They're not the only one. But Cedric Baxter and, of course, Waco. He actually was at Mejia, which is a little bit further away from us. And then Waco, then he went to DeSoto High School. Both of them on the watch list. And I'm telling you, Trey Wisner last year, with UT having their running back issues with injuries, he was a godsend for them. And how they use them, if Baxter stays healthy, Trey Wisner on there. Baylor's Bryson Washington, another one that is on the watch list. I got a letter, and we're going to kind of go over some of the history of the Doak Walker Award in just a moment. But this is from Walter Commander. He does a lot of work for Franklin High School, which is where Bryson Washington attended his school. And he does a lot with their stats. He sends me summaries during the weekend. I truly believe my boy Bryson Washington from little old Franklin is going to have a great year if he can stay healthy. I've watched this young man since he was in junior high, smart, physical, fast, and most of all, coachable. From a great family that is all about their faith. I have done Franklin football for 19 years. This will be my 20th, and believe me, he is the best football player I have seen come through Franklin, and says a lot about him, and he's also excited for the possibilities for Bryson Washington. Well, thank you, Walter, for that letter.
There are a lot of people, and I saw it even more today, like some people bumped their tweets that they had said, hey, watch out for Bryson Washington this year from Baylor. And one of the best things, I know that like a lot of people might think this is counterintuitive to that, but I think one of the best things for Bryson Washington is that he is going to have substantial time off compared to other, just like Wisner and Baxter.
Right.
They're going to have a chance to they don't have to be 30 carry a game backs. They can each be like 15 to 18 carry a game backs, and you kind of ride the hot hand.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that Baylor's offense worked last year with Bryson Washington and Dawson Pendergrass was very situational in that they kind of plugged him in for different things. And I know that it seems like, oh, how can he be better if there's another guy back there? But they feel good whoever's in the backfield, and Bryson is the lead dog of that duo. But I do think that helps him a lot because he doesn't have to, say he's struggling for a minute and they've got him, kind of wrapped up. Well, you can throw Dawson in, he can get a couple first downs, you can reset, and then he can go in and he can see it. Like it's a gift, I think, when you have that.
Yeah, no, and they have others. Who's the freshman from Oklahoma that's coming in that Caden something? I can't think of his name.
Okay. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on that. But you also have Micah Gifford back there.
And Micah Gifford, but he had 28 carries a couple of times, 26 once. Twice went over 100 yards. Remember, he had a concussion against LSU when they were moving the ball. Both teams, of course, at will, and he got knocked out of that game, had just 5 carries, and didn't even play the first couple of games. So that's it. I brought him up, and it's not even because of where we are with the Baylor situation, which is a mile from here, but just a note because of the letter I received over the weekend. Meanwhile, which school, 2 of them, have had the most Doak Walker Award winners, not on the watch list, but winners. And by the way, the Big 12 is very heavily representative, as everybody else around the country when it comes to the watch list.
I'm going to say Texas.
That is 1.
And Ohio State.
They're not, no, they've never had more than 1.
Okay.
And it was Eddie George, who, of course, was a guest on our show. Garrett, you got a guess?
I was thinking Oklahoma. They've had a ton of running backs.
Oh,
yeah, you know what? My God, they've never had a Doak Walker. Now, remember, the Doak Walker did not start until 1990. So this doesn't go back into the 50s and the 40s.
So you're telling me that there was a year
they've had like 9 Heismans in that time.
That there were a bunch of guys in a room.
Adrian Peterson.
And Adrian Peterson did not win the Doak Walker.
No, he did not.
Oh, my gosh.
No, he did not. During that, no, he did not. Okay, so Wisconsin has had 5.
Oh, yeah.
They've had Ron Dane. He won it. They also had Monty Ball, who ran for 400 yards against Nebraska like everybody else did. And Jonathan Taylor has also, and Melvin Gordon. Man, those were, and all of them ran for 300-plus yards at least once when they played against Nebraska. Alabama has had 3. Texas Tech early on. How about get the guns up? Because early on they had Bam Morris from Cooper High School. Byron Bam Morris was the 4th overall winner. and then Byron Hanspard. We've had Byron. His son played defensive back for a while. Incredible young man, and Byron Jr. Hanspard also. UTs are Ricky Williams twice, Cedric Benson, Deontay Freeman. Remember, he had that one monstrous year, and then Bijan just 3 years ago. Bijan Robinson also. Arkansas's had 2. Who were they?
Darren McFadden.
Both times. Yep, he went back to back. He went back to back. Ricky Williams went back to back, and Jonathan Taylor also went back to back. Other Big 12 teams that have had a Doak Walker. Again, this is one of the younger awards. It's kind of like even younger than the Earl Campbell Tyler Rose Award. I mentioned Bam Morris. I mentioned Byron Hanspard. Ricky Williams, of course, was in the Big 12 at the time. No, yeah, he was. LaDainian Tomlinson was not in the Big 12 at TCU. I'm not sure if that was a Mountain West or if that was wherever they were at that particular time. I'm looking for how about Trevor Kopp from Rice is on this list? Oklahoma State's Ollie Gordon 2 years ago. Also, I thank God I mentioned that, or my goodness, wet blanket would be all over me like a wet blanket.